Hey everyone! Happy day after Summerslam. I'm Erin. This is Rin Ramblings. I'm sitting here in my little wrestling corner. Had some friends over last night. We checked out SummerSlam, and I figured I'd pop on and we could talk about it a little bit because, after all, that's what we do here. Um, I think we should kick it off with some chaos. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan kicked off the night. It was a great match. It was a solid match. It felt kind of like a real revenge type fight. Dominic came out with Rhea. There was obviously a lot of question about what was going to happen there. If people would interfere, if more of the Judgment Day would interfere in this match. And as it turned out, Dominic betrays Rhea, stabs her in the back, costs her the chance to win back her women's championship, and kisses Liv at ringside, simultaneously breaking her heart. The call for the end of this match by Michael Cole and Pat McAfee was gold. Pat McAfee calling Dom a piece of shit was just one of the highlights of my night. Welcome to the almost Netflix era of WWE. I'm loving it. There are a lot of layers to this story. It's been a really fun story to kind of watch unfold. Rhea's heartbreak, what is she going to do with that? I mean, she's going to kick ass. I feel like that's clear and obvious. But I like that it's kind of gone there. It's kind of shown that vulnerable side to her. The extra layer is the Judgment Day. It's very clear as the story plays out throughout the rest of the night that we have divided sides here. Where Finn lands with Dom, I don't know, because Finn betrays Damien later in the night. But a lot of betrayal within the Judgment Day. A lot of layers. Is the Judgment Day even around anymore? Does the Judgment Day still exist? Has Finn taken it over? Or what? And that brings us to Gunther versus Damian Priest for the men's World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther gets the win here. I predicted a Damian win here, which was just me going out on a limb, and I really have enjoyed Damian's reign here. I think Damian Priest was built super well. I think him turning and transitioning to babyface here has been great. Really enjoyed it. I think Damian Priest gets his flowers. He's been a wonderful champion since WrestleMania. He really has kept kind of the prestige of the title going, in my opinion. I know not everybody agrees, and that's fine. But I think he deserves some congratulations. I think this was really well done, and I think the next story he tells with Finn and this betrayal and leaving the Judgment Day is going to be really great. I think the Judgment Day and this championship have benefited Damian so much, and his relationship and friendship, real life and in story, with Rhea is just going to add to this moving forward, especially with this implosion. Finn betrays Damian in the middle of the match. Is Finn wrong? I don't know. If you think back to last SummerSlam with Damian versus Finn versus Seth Rollins, and Damian coming out with his Money in the Bank contract and kind of inadvertently interfering and maybe costing Finn the match. Some of their arguments throughout the year in France, Damian kind of snapping on him and kind of grabbing his face. Damian saying he didn't need the Judgment Day anymore. Finn might be justified in some of his action here, which I kind of love. It's that he was already kind of a bad guy, and now he's even more of a bad guy, but does he kind of have reasons for maybe feeling this way about Damian? Maybe. So we'll kind of see how it plays out, but I really love the idea of Finn and Damian having a feud, whether that's next or down the line in the future. I'm not sure, but I think I love how that's going to play out. As far as Gunther goes, who gets him next? Where do we go with the title from here? I think we can have some bangers match wise here, and I love that. I love some good wrestling, and I think Gunther's improved quite a bit on the mic. especially when he has somebody opposite him that is kind of a little bit more, or a little bit better. I don't want to use the word better, but a little bit more seasoned on the mic. He really can take it to the next level. So I think we could see some really good things from this title reign, as much as my heart was kind of with Damian, and he's very much grown on me. I'm excited to see where we go next with this and who chases Gunther for the title. I think this could be a fun end of the year story leading into Royal Rumble and then an eventual WrestleMania build, depending on who has the title at that time. Earlier in the card, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn. I, of course, thought Braun was going to win this match. He won this match. It was solid. It wasn't a super long match, but they delivered. Sami losing is always a little sad for me. I do have a soft spot in my heart for Sami Zayn, but Braun looked great. I think somebody chasing Braun, who kind of feels a little bit indestructible right now, that title is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see who steps up next and who he takes on. He showed some real respect for Sami on the post show. I don't know how many of you saw that, but I like that. I like this kid. I think he's a lot of fun to watch, and I'm excited to see what happens for him next. Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight. Yeah! Sorry, you just can't. You have to. This, kind of reset with this title was so needed. I'm not a huge Logan Paul fan. I know other people out there are. He's incredible. Great in the ring. That springboard moonsault that he did was gorgeous. You'll love to see it. It's not my favorite. So I was ready for him to drop that title, ready to move on. I'm super happy it went to LA Knight. I think LA Knight's needed a singles title for a long time. I think he's a lot of fun. He cuts a killer promo. Yeah, he's a little bit Attitude Era Rock, or Stone Cold, or the love child of the two. I'm not entirely sure, but I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy him. I think we're having a lot of fun. I'm excited to see where LA Knight takes the title next, but I think this reset was kind of needed. I was kind of over Logan as champion, as talented as he is. I was just kind of done with it. Bayley versus Nia Jax. Good match. Bayley power bombing Nia was just super cool to see. I don't think Bayley gets enough credit for her in-ring performances. I'm bummed for Bayley. I do have a little bit of a soft spot for her, but I do think Nia winning, I don't know, gives a little bit more credibility to the Queen of the Ring and the King of the Ring, given that both of them won the respective titles that they kind of won an opportunity for with their Queen/King of the Ring victories. Overall, I wasn't mad at it. The Tiffany distraction was great. Her new briefcase is great. Her and Nia make a really funny, kind of fun, odd couple pairing, and it's always nice to see. I think there'll be some betrayal there eventually, and I'm interested to see how that plays out. I don't know what's next for Bayley, but she'll persevere as she does and continue to kick some ass. We're gonna skip over to Cody and Solo next. I think we're gonna start with some messy drama and end with some messy drama. I kind of like the bookends there. So Cody Solo, fun match. I liked that this was Bloodline rules. It added a little bit more to the stakes of the match. I liked kind of the callbacks to WrestleMania, if he still has friends here, to help him out and to help him kind of fight this bloodline that is this new bloodline now that is just kind of running recklessly all over WWE. It was fun. It was great to see KO and Randy come back and help Cody ward off Bloodline 2.0, or Timu Bloodline, as I saw a sign of last night and thought was brilliant. I think Solo put on a solid match with Cody. One of the highlights for me was Cody doing his entrance with Pharaoh. I have my little Pharaoh toy back there that I got in December at the Christmas tour in Boston. I have a dog. I know how he feels about his dog. I know what it's like to have that best friend that doesn't leave your side. So that was kind of an added nice thing to see. Him running into Arn Anderson was lovely. The whole thing. That, you know, I feel like Cody pays such respect to the business and legend and to his family and, you know, his dog and everything as a whole. It's very clear that he's passionate about wrestling, and I think that comes through in every storyline that he has. And of course, the thing that everybody was waiting for, which was Roman Reigns' return. The pop was insane. The people missed that man. I missed that man. I may or may not acknowledge him moving forward. We'll see how that plays out. I definitely won't be acknowledging Solo, so I may have to give in and acknowledge Roman Reigns. Roman clearly has some respect for Cody, which I appreciated seeing. I think it's less about Cody and more about Solo. All I could think of the whole time was, Solo, man, you effed up. Yeah, that's clear. And we'll see where we go from here. I love having Roman back. He only adds to everything that's happening here. He's great as a performer, and I'm excited to see where we're going next with maybe potential bloodline wars or bloodline civil war or wherever we're headed. I think it'll be fun. And just a side note, Jacob Fatu, man, I don't know if, you know, he was selling last night or if he's injured. I don't think we've gotten a clear picture as to what was going on there or what's come out of Summerslam yet in that way, and I'm not going to speculate. That dude is amazing. Every time I see him, I'm more impressed. Just what a signing for WWE. What an addition to this story. All right, we started with mess. We're ending with mess. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. I loved this from start to finish. I feel like this is maybe the most polarizing match on the card from SummerSlam. I feel like a lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it. And that's fine. I feel like that's CM Punk's entire career. So here we are. Punk, I think, looked good. I honestly think for as long as it's been since he's wrestled a one-on-one match on television or a televised one-on-one match, I think he looked solid. I was excited to see him in the ring. I think Drew McIntyre is always solid in the ring. I think they delivered. I don't think it was as brutal as people wanted it to be or people expected it to be. Maybe people just had too high expectations of how brutal they were going to take it. But there were definitely some moments, especially on the outside, with swinging into the announce table and into the steel under the ring and the steel steps. It had some brutality. I think we could see more brutality as this feud progresses, because I assume, based on the way things ended last night, we are not done. Seth Rollins, for what it's worth, called it mostly down the middle. He kind of didn't interfere. The only time he almost interfered was when Drew put his hands on him, which was definitely just a fun callback to SummerSlam 97 with Brett, Undertaker, and Shawn. They even kind of, well, didn't wear the exact same clothing, but like it was very clear Drew was kind of in that black motif. Punk was wearing Bret Hart colors, and it's obvious that Seth is in some way emulating Shawn Michaels based on the very shiny pants. Also the outfit. I mean, I waited with just high anticipation, and what perfection were we delivered from Team Rollins back there. Just wonderful. I know people don't like it. I don't care that people don't like it. Those pants, I need them. I need somebody to find them for me. I'm going to require some knockoff of those pants, and I need to wear them. I will wear them. I will wear them to a wrestling event. I will cosplay as Seth Rollins in those pants. That's a delight. Some people didn't like it. I thought the storytelling here was what made this match. I didn't think it was a bad wrestling match either, but I think the three of them have told a wonderful story here. Everybody hates everybody. Everybody has different reasons for hating everybody. The bracelet plays into it. Even if it's a silly trinket, it's something. Punk screwing Punk because of a bracelet It's great. It's great. Seth picked up the bracelet innocently to get out of the ring as the referee, and Punk ends up losing his mind over it and inevitably losing the match because of a bracelet. He just did the thing that he's been accusing Drew McIntyre of doing the whole time, losing matches over silliness. Which inadvertently proves the point that he's a little bit of a hypocrite, which Seth has been saying all along. I just think it's brilliant intertwined storytelling, and at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. I've seen a lot be made about the storytelling element here, and that you want good wrestling and you want storytelling, and I do want both, but I did think it was a solid match because of the storytelling. The type of match that it was based on what we were getting for a story, and that's what I want to see. Years ago, Chris Jericho was on Tough Enough, and he was talking about storytelling and ring psychology, and he said, and it has stuck with me all these years, that you can do a triple flip from the top rope. God bless ya. But there's a reason for it. And why you did it. And that's what I'm here for. Drew McIntyre was trying to beat the crap out of CM Punk. Why? Because he hates him. CM Punk was trying to beat the crap out of Drew McIntyre. Why? Because he hates him, and he took that bracelet, and he's blind with rage. Seth Rollins hates them both. Why? Because Drew beat him for the championship that he loved so much, and he didn't like him before that either, because he is such a hypocrite. Punk and Seth have so much history. There are so many layers there. He almost hit him with a chair. He didn't hit him with the chair. He basically apologized for hitting him with the chair. There's some conflict there, and I kind of can't wait to see where we go with it and how this all plays out with the three of them. Whether we separate the three of them for a little bit now and then bring them all back together, I don't know. But I think that this will play out in a really fun way, and I think sometimes we have to be a little patient. Storytelling. I'm emotionally invested, and it's okay. It's okay to just be emotionally invested. That's what I'm here for. I want to be emotionally invested. Wrestling makes me feel things. That's why I'm here. I know not everybody agrees, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree, but I want that. I want to feel the connection. CM Punk has always done that for me. Drew McIntyre does that for me. Seth has always done that for me. It's why the three of them are so good at what they do, regardless of what the internet thinks. So overall, SummerSlam, pretty solid from top to bottom of a show. Really great stories coming out of here, which is our build to the beginning of next year, which is inevitably our build to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, which I will be at, and I am pumped to be at. I'm super excited for Raw this week. I'm really excited for SmackDown this week. Roman wasn't drafted anywhere. Where does he show up? Does he show up everywhere? Who knows? I'm pumped. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. That's why I'm here, to be a wrestling fan and to just kind of ramble on about wrestling. So here we are. Stay weird. Have fun. That's what it's all about after